This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we're catching up on all the geek news from San Diego Comic-Con at home and JusticeCon.
Geek Boner.
The New Mutants releases its opening scene and is still coming to theaters. The Boys releases a bloody new clip from season 2, and Zack Snyder shows us Black Suit Superman. Plus, a spoiler review of The Old Guard on Netflix, which streaming service got the most Emmy nominations, and a whole bunch more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, July 30th, 2020.
This is Norm MacDonald, and you're listening to the, hang on, I got it here. It says, the Jock and Nerd Podcast, known for their series of gay erotica found on Amazon, No? That's not that? Oh. Well, I fucked that up, I guess.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jockin', we nerded. We funny, disturbing. Jockin', we nerded. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah. Jockin', we nerded. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. Jockin', we nerded. We spoiler alert.
What's up, listener? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd.
My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us is my favorite filthy, felty American. It's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Hi, what's up, everyone? Good to hear from you.
Good to.
Why are you already laughing?
Good to hear. I don't know. Rug Boy, his voice just brings joy to children. Didn't you hear that? Children everywhere teetering with laughter.
They do like me, the kids.
Yes, they do.
And dogs, for some reason. Well, dogs like to pee on me because I already smell like piss, so they think it's fine.
Dogs want to pee on you. Kids want to be inside you.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. They want to stick their hand in my slack hole.
They're like, can I try the slack hole, mister? And you gotta, that's gotta be an awkward conversation, Rug.
I just let them do it.
Oh, okay. Well, great.
For the most part. I mean, what am I going to do? Fight them off?
It is a cheap thrill. I'll give you that much.
Yeah. They get disappointed within 2 seconds.
It's not as moist as you think it would be, children. I just tell you that. Look, you guys, we're back to regular programming. We've been dicking around in 1999 for most of this month. And then we did a great What the Fuck Happens episode last week. So we got a lot of catching up to do. But before we do, we have to start by talking about Matt Delhauer.
Oh, shit.
What?
Go ahead. Talk about him.
He was in a closet.
He was sweaty in the closet doing What the Fuck Happened.
Like he was in an R. Kelly video.
Yes. There was no R. Kelly in the closet, but he was in the closet.
Yeah.
Well, look, if you check out our last
I didn't know where you were going with that.
No, here's where I'm going. Follow me. I just want people to check out our last episode because we had another great edition of What the Fuck Happened, The Dark Knight Rises. And I want to thank Matt Delhauer for his contributions to the show.
Jock and Nerd.
He's been doing these What the Fuck Happens for 5 years. And remember, you mentioned how I'm a cheap bastard and I make him buy merchandise. Well, he picked out two things. Delhauer is getting a Jock and Nerd mask and t-shirt.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
On its way, Delhauer.
Jock and Nerd.
In process. So, listener, that's why I also want to remind you, we have a shop. Visit jockandnerd.com/shop. It's our TeePublic merch shop where you can get your own mask and save the world from the COVID. But you can also buy a t-shirt and a tumbler and a mug and magnets and a tote bag. Oh, there's lots of fun stuff. A cell phone case. A lot of fun things over at jockandnerd.com/shop. And so the other thing I'm talking about Matt Delhauer is he sent us some audio with a mission for the listener. Let's hear it. Let's hear it from him right here.
Hello, Jock and Nerd listeners. It is your resident ginger geek, Matt Delhauer, here to remind you that the 5-year anniversary of What the Fuck Happened is quickly approaching. To celebrate what is obviously the most important event for this podcast ever, we want you, the listeners, to have a say in what movie we cover. Hell, if it wasn't for all of you, there wouldn't have even been an episode 2, let alone 15. So, throughout the month of August, we are taking your suggestions over on Twitter. Tweet the movie you want us to cover to @JockandNerdCast. And be sure to use the hashtag JANWTF5. Yes, it's longer than it should be. While you're at it, let us know what your favorite episode of What the Fuck Happened has been so far. Share your favorite memories from the series, your favorite jokes, or send us fan art, whatever you want. Feed our egos. All right, now back to whatever the fuck Imran's doing.
Talking nerd.
I hope this works.
That's awesome. Well, you have your mission. Tweet to us @Jock and Nerdcast. Use the hashtag JANWTF and the number 5. What you want the 15th, the 5-year anniversary of What the Fuck Happened should be. This hopefully people send stuff in. Yes,
all of our listeners are leaping into action as we speak.
Fire away.
They're all like grabbing their phones,
Right now.
like it was the kid with the Ovaltine decoder ring. What was that movie? Ralphie.
In Christmas Carol.
Yeah, A Christmas Story.
Listen, I hear people tapping on
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. A
You
Christmas
got that wrong. You should have had a buzzer.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
A
you gotta buzz yourself when you get it wrong too.
Story, but I can hear people typing furiously on their iPhones right now. You hear that? Tap, 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 tap.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Yes, it's round teen. Why do they call it round teen? It's not oval. Okay, let's get to the news, you best.
Jesus Christ.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Round team.
Why is it called Ovaltine? It's round. It should be called round. That's a Seinfeld joke. Sorry. Anyways, let's start with what should have been, guys. This normally around this time for the last 5 years has been like one of the most fun shows we ever do all year. It should have been our San Diego Comic-Con news roundup.
Oh, shit.
And we've done it every year since the show started in 2015. And usually you get, all the new trailers. Back in the old days, in the old times, in the old world, all the big announcements. Well, yeah, they just did it online. We mentioned this past weekend was Comic-Con. At home, I will give you my thoughts on the whole virtual experience.
Wow, you actually sat down and took part. Huh?
Did anybody check this out? I checked it.
No.
I
popped in a few things, but I was like, this isn't really that good.
Yeah, no, we'll get to the whole experience later.
Didn't even cross my mind that it was happening.
That's part of some of the problems this whole virtual con was experience.
It wasn't organic. It was just so
I have so many problems and so many suggestions of ways they could make this better, but we have a few tidbits of news that came out that's worthy of discussing. Nothing huge. We said last time Marvel, Lucasfilm, Warner Brothers were not there. So you were going to get any DC's doing its own fandom thing. Marvel's doing what the fuck, I have no idea, and Lucasfilm has their own thing, but they were not. There was no panels from them, but we did get the opening scene to this new Mutants movie.
Oh, shit.
That still has a date. They still think it's coming out August 28th.
It's not.
It's not coming out.
I would bet a lot of money it's not.
Coming out August 28th. But they put out the first 3 minutes and then more new footage at the end of this where they really are showing you a lot of stuff. Did you guys get a chance to watch this, or did you not want to be spoiled?
I watched the opening scene, yeah.
Okay. Anthony, did you watch the opening scene and the whole video?
Yes.
So at the end of it, there's like all these quick clips where they just fucking show you everything. You know what? All they got to do now is just release the rest, the 90 minutes of this movie in a short teaser like this and call it a day. What do you think?
Yeah.
I
think that's the best possible outcome.
Having said that, what did you guys think? This looks pretty decent. It looks kind of cool.
If you show me 10 minutes of that Dark Phoenix movie, I would have thought it was good too.
That's a good point.
That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean shit.
But it looks fine. It looks fine.
Right. It looks decent and it's got the horror vibe. And
the only person I saw that was really fucking had a huge boner for this movie was Bill Sienkiewicz, and he worked on it.
Yeah, he was.
So you can't really go by him.
I watched this panel, so the panel had all the cast.
Well, yeah, come on. If you have a panel out there, they're not going to shit on their own movie promoting it.
No, but Bill Sienkiewicz was also at the panel, which was kind of fun to see him there because he loves it. Anthony, what did you think of the first 3 minutes and what they're showing us?
Yeah, it didn't look bad. It looks good, but. As Ruggs mentioned, that was the thing that was crossing my mind is if you can't find a good, this was 4 minutes total of footage out of a movie, then you're in real trouble. So I've seen trailers where the movie didn't seem to be good. This didn't offend me or make me think this is going to be a bad movie. It kind of jacked up again the horror feel, but then at the end, it still felt comic booky. So
It did, yeah.
the only issue for me, and I think a lot of people might have this the same issue, is I don't know any of these characters. Like I don't.
It's Wolfsbane and Sunspot and Cannonball.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And Magic. Colossus'
Yep.
sister, Ileana
Well,
Rasputin.
Yeah,
Cool.
for the people that are like reading comics now
Yeah,
that
they
are
don't-
just
they
getting
don't know.
into it, they'll have no idea. But New Mutants was actually a really badass series, and I have quite a few of them. And I gotta fucking dig
Do
those
these
things out.
characters
but
exist now as the New Mutants in current?
I don't know because I don't read comics anymore. I,
don't
stopped
think they
reading.
do.
Like,
I don't
about
think those
4 or
were
5
the New
years
Mutants, but who knows?
So I
Like what happened was Layfield came around.
Yeah.
Then the New Mutants got hijacked from being like this artsy fartsy kind of like cool book to being like this like, you know, everybody's got shoulder pads.
yeah,
and-
the pouches, big guns, fucking 90s
Yeah.
comic book. It was
which is cool
yeah,
too,
yeah.
but like then it kind of changed. Like so like now New Mutants got like it doesn't even if there is a New Mutants, it's probably nothing like the Sienkiewicz years.
The Sienkiewicz art was so good and it was so creepy. And you know, I see them pulling some of those influences in there. I kind of wish they didn't show all the stuff they show at the end. Like they show the smiley face fucking creatures with no eyes under the mask. That's a great visual. Really scary. I wish I didn't know that was in there. And then they pretty much show you the demon bear, but then the demon bear looks fucking, he looks sick. He's got like flames coming out of his eyes. It looks amazing.
What is the demon bear?
The demon bear is the thing that they're coming to eat him. I don't know.
Oh.
But it's from the comics.
Oh,
It's an entity from the comics. So
I just don't understand why they don't make the switch and just put this out, charge X amount of dollars for it, and just throw it out there. Do an add-on with Disney Plus.
Disney needs it.
Yes, they
Disney has
do.
no new content.
no.
They have jack shit. And I mean, they should be retrofitting all the content that they have to kind of be relevant right now instead of they're playing the long game and waiting for people to come back. But the reality is that this shit is another 6 months in, at least.
I just saw a trailer for a movie with Seth Rogen where he's playing himself and a Russian dude.
Oh yeah.
And the trailer, and it's going to HBO Max.
Wow.
So I'm just curious, why not? Even if Disney doesn't want to put it for free on Disney Plus, like obviously you pay a monthly fee, but just do like, hey, you want to watch this movie, $5, $10 extra dollars
early
to watch
access,
it.
yeah.
For 24, 48 hours.
In this case, I can actually tell you why, and it also ties into a story later, but the story gets more interesting later. So Josh Boone has commented, because for a second, like last week, someone put up a commercial that said New Mutants on Disney Plus, but I guess it was fake. Or maybe it wasn't fake, and they just had this ready. Josh Boone says, contractually, the movie to get to streaming has to open in a theater first. That's it. It has to. This is part of the contract. Now, just wait until later. There's a huge development and a big plus for VOD that has happened this week. The movie is only like 98 minutes. Also, it's very short.
Oh wow, that is really
Yes,
short.
it's super short. And August 28th. That's the most surprising thing is they still have this date.
That makes me think this movie at 98 minutes.
It may
they
be
went,
good.
Well, no, I would go with, let's just chop this up to a small amount of running time without embarrassing ourselves. Because if you go under an hour 30, you're just you're just showing the audience you don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like
It's like nothing worth
Yeah.
watching. So let's just chop it down to a running time that's passable for a movie length.
Isn't
running
it
time.
weird? Because you could make a 60-minute movie that would be acceptable, but if it's under 90 minutes, you're like, oh, this is like a B movie straight to DVD
Right.
joke.
There's just a perception that it's just garbage.
Or
if
at
it's under
98
90
minutes, it may be tight and
I don't
moves
think
well.
an hour is enough time to really build 3 acts, though.
I disagree. Black Mirror does it every fucking episode of Black Mirror. Do they not?
Do you feel like you've watched a movie?
Yeah, but
You kinda
you don't.
do.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No?
You don't. You feel like you watch a good episode or something.
All right, maybe you're right. An hour and a half is good. Is the
I
sweet
feel like
spot?
movies should be. All movies should be at least 2 hours.
At
I think
least.
2 hours is a sweet spot
Yeah.
for sure.
And then if you go a little bit over, that's fine. But if you go to like past 2.5 hours, it's got to be fucking
Depends
amazing.
on the movie. If you could tell the story in 90 minutes, then tell it in 90 minutes while you're adding shit to it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I've seen some good 90-minute movies,
Yeah.
but 2 hours is probably the sweet spot.
Like Godzilla movies in the Heisei era were like 80 minutes.
Oh, they were real in
Yeah.
and out. Just
They
fucking
were
fuck
quick.
shit up and get out of here.
They were
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
They were pumping those out every year.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it easier to. But
And the DC animated movies are like that too.
yeah, some of them they vary between like 80, 90, 100 minutes. It depends. Yeah, make it as long as you need. Make it 3 hours if you're Scorsese. 4 hours. Other news from San Diego
Is
Comic
that your
Con.
Italian accent?
Yeah, it's my. Hey.
Oh, hey.
Why did he go into an Italian
I
accent?
have
I don't know.
no idea.
Because
I have
Was
no
it
idea.
contextual?
I did.
Or
Was
was
it-
it he was?
then he said, make it 4 hours, like
Make it my
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Oh, okay. It was related to
Afangula.
Scorsese.
Wait, on the gabagool.
A Fugazi.
My Fugazi. Bill and Ted Face the Music. They put out a new trailer, and they said, here, now things are getting better. This movie has given a new release date of September 1st, but it will come out in the theaters and video on demand.
Oh shit.
Same day, and that is definitely a movie that I will watch a video on demand. Like, I think that's the perfect movie to release streaming. That's gonna be huge.
I mean, I would like to see it with a bunch of old fucks that watched all the first movies and would like getting out to go see it again. That would be nice to see that, but I guess I'll watch it on video on demand.
I feel like it's the perfect
Because
thing.
Bill and Ted was like a major thing.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, it was like this movie that came out of nowhere, and it was just you watched it, and it was like a little history lesson,
Yep,
and
it
you
was
learned about
educational.
Socrates,
Yes.
and you learned about Abraham Lincoln and Genghis Khan, and Al Young played Genghis Khan.
Al Young is in there. He's in everything.
Yeah, he's in that. Joan of Arc's in it. Everybody's in it.
Beethoven.
And then they did the next one, and that's the one where they meet Death.
Yes, and they play chess with Death.
And
right?
they try and beat Death.
Yeah. So Death is back in this third one,
Yes.
and it looks like they're in hell, and their kids, they both got daughters, and they got to write another song to save the universe. Love it. Just perfect for video on demand. Anthony, you're gonna have to watch the first two movies.
Oh, fuck.
This is part of a cultural fucking phenomenon here.
Who directed these?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't even know who did direct those. It doesn't matter.
I think that Ted did. I think Bill
Alex
did.
Winter? Did Alex Winter?
Yeah.
That is a good question, but honestly, it doesn't matter who directed.
Stephen Herek.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know who that is.
Also did. Here's some movies
Okay.
this guy's done.
What is he? What else has he done?
Critters,
Oh,
That's a good movie.
that's not bad.
The Mighty Ducks. I
Oh, he
liked
did
the
the
Mighty
Mighty
Ducks as a kid.
Ducks.
The Three Musketeers.
Okay,
101 Dalmatians.
Stephen Herek. Yeah.
Stephen Herek.
Oh, he did the live action Dalmatians.
Yeah. Then some other movies I don't really know about. Life or Something You Like It. Man of the
Mr.
House.
Holland's Opus. He did Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
that's a tearjerker.
That's a great movie.
Into the Blue too. I don't know what. Oh, some of these are direct
There
to
was
video.
an Into the Blue too. Nobody
No,
told.
was
Nobody.
Jessica Alba in that?
Nobody told me.
His last movie was The Great Gilly Hopkins.
Oh, really?
I don't know what that is
Critters
either.
was the first thing he did. Ruggs, don't you think Anthony needs to? It's like part of a comedic
I
movie
mean,
history.
I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because it makes me. It's not that it's a great movie; it just takes me back to my youth and how funny it is. I mean, it is kind of a good movie. I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Dean Parasad is directing this one.
It doesn't matter who directs it. You just have to make it a Bill and Ted movie, and you'll be fine. Yeah. Other news: The Boys series on
The Boys.
on Amazon season 2 coming out in September. Not out yet. Already renewed for season 3.
Oh shit.
They're very confident, and they put out a little clip where you actually get to see the Deep using his powers. Did you guys watch this clip?
Oh, it did.
It's kind of funny.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you would expect. You have the Deep, who's a villain using his powers to have whales and sharks chase them.
Yeah.
And then it gets supremely dark because the whale's blocking the shore.
And he's
and-
just Billy Butcher's like, fuck it.
yeah, he just plows through a
Oh
whale.
my God. And it's super bloody. That's great. That's perfect, boys. I can't wait.
It's the
Yeah.
perfect clip for the boys and what they go for.
Yeah, it hit that sweet spot. You're like, oh, here we go.
I
In
can't-
another movie, something would else
Yes.
happen, but not in this.
Yes. In another movie.
Oh, he's just gonna run through the whale.
Yeah.
in
he doesn't
another
give a
movie,
fuck.
he would like hit a bank and it would jumped over and landed
No.
in the
Or
forest.
they just wouldn't make it just wouldn't be so gruesome,
Or
and he
yes.
goes right through the
Yes.
whale.
There's like guts and they're covered in blood. It's amazing. And the Deep is like, holy shit. Like,
and like hurts
He
him.
realizes at a certain point he made the wrong move.
yeah.
He's like, oh,
so
no,
cocky.
not fucking with the wrong guy.
Just, there's so much goodness in that short clip. I can't wait for this. Is gonna be a
man.
great season.
I hope it doesn't disappoint. That's all my hype is like pretty high on this
Yeah.
one. 'Cause
The only thing I would worry about is them getting so into themselves that they have to top how gruesome, how dark can it get?
That's a good point.
Where they're just losing themselves in shock value.
That's a good point. Hopefully, they have a good story and they just stick to serving the story. And
Because I mean, the last scene you had someone get fucked, like mouth fucked to death.
well, it opens with the girlfriend just exploding, and he's left
getting
with his
plowed
hands,
through.
and like you're like, and you see her teeth and her jaw in detailed slow motion. Wow, great opening. But
Homelander's obsessed with this like 50-year-old woman's tits and stuff. I mean, it's just super dark.
Elizabeth Shue is hot though. I'd be obsessed with her.
She
I was
is.
always hot. I had a big crush on Elizabeth Shue.
You were always hot?
I was always hot like Elizabeth Shue. I was always hot.
Maybe in those yoga pants.
Oh wait, yoga pants. We didn't even talk about the nerd is doing yoga. That's a story for it. Different.
that will be an after show.
If anybody has yoga pants that would fit my body type, please email them over. And then so
you might be able to fit one arm in a woman's yoga pants.
Aren't you supposed to do yoga in like some kind of like a tunic or some loincloth or something?
Tunic? No, what is this? Gladiators?
Tunic.
A toga?
Or wear what Dal Sim wears in Street Fighter.
A muumuu?
Yeah.
Well, he wears all those rings around his neck, right? Doesn't he stretch his neck out?
Well, Bikram just wore like a diaper around his waist.
That's what I'm saying. What Bikram wear.
Yeah, like a sumo wrestling
I was thinking about the rings
underwear.
around
No,
Dawson's
nobody
neck.
wants to see all that. Nobody wants to see that.
It's just like a towel with a rope around it. Lame. And that's what you got to wear.
That's all it is.
Just around your nutsack,
Yes.
and then you got like a towel around, and then a rope
You
around
would
your...
make a good Dal Sim. I would love to see you dress up as Dal Sim for Halloween.
What did Dawson wear exactly? He had
he
like
wore
a sari?
exactly what.
No.
He wore like a tunic or shawl thing around his waist.
Oh, God, and he had a turban,
a million
too.
earrings and then paint on his face and skulls around his neck.
What if you type
And he
in
can stretch out.
Oh, if you type in Dalsim cosplay, you get a lot of interesting. Oh, I could do that. I have to shave my head.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to turn a different color.
Yes, and I'm not brown. That's the problem.
But you are.
But I
in the
am
inside.
on the inside, but I'm white.
It doesn't matter. You just want to see the picture.
My nipples have no more color.
Oh,
I know
shit.
that's probably too much information.
Wait, your nipples are just the
White?
same as...
Yes, it's like they disappeared one day. I swear to God.
That's
You
gotta
have-
be really.
Do you have like
It's-
actual nipple texture, or is it just like
No, it's
smooth
still
like a
there,
porpoise?
but it's all one color. And so one day, you guys, this is not funny. This is my life. This is how one day my body surprises me. One day I wake up and I'm like, oh fuck, what? My nipples fell off.
Imagine he wakes up and he doesn't have an ass anymore. It's just one
The
cheek,
vitiligo
and then his belly button's
covered
gone.
the pigment. Do you see where I'm going? To where
You just
it looked
become
like
like a Lego figure or something.
it was the weird. I did not think that was gonna happen. Anywho, back to San Diego Comic Con. That was way too much.
Like, how much worse can it get for him?
I don't
Be
know.
honest.
All my hair is gonna turn white. I don't know what's happening. God,
Jesus.
my body just does whatever it wants. Okay, rugs, hairs. I'll give you my review of the whole fucking
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Couple of funny things happened. You know how YouTube has really strict copyright laws there? Well, like during this, there was a Star Wars panel, and CBS was showing CBS shit, and they got hit with a CBS copyright claim.
Oh, shit.
Screen goes black, like during their session. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
What a fail!
Yeah, that was a kind of a clusterfuck. So that happened a couple of times.
That's
to people,
fucking embarrassing.
And it's the rights holders doing the presentation, and they get hit with the copyright claim.
That's because they have no fucking idea how to do anything
No.
on YouTube.
So
they
everything
just don't.
Everything was on the YouTube channel, and you go there, and the presentation was just their website presentation was poor, clunky, hard to find things. The most surprising thing, there's like no custom thumbnails. You'd think, granted, they had a few months to throw this together. I get it. They scrambled, but at least you can make a custom thumbnail saying, what the fuck, making it a little more exciting. It was just screenshots from like Zoom calls of panels. They were all pre-recorded panels, so you couldn't really chime in or leave a comment that they were going to see. There was no fan interaction. There was no buzz, like you guys said. Nobody was talking about it. And there was supposed to be some kind of virtual artist alley. I didn't see it. Where was this virtual artist alley?
It was in the alley.
It was literally in the alley. So It was just kind of overall, here's my score,
Floppy Jock.
is what I give Comic-Con at home.
Yeah. I tuned into a couple things and I was like, this is not worth watching. The only thing I really thought was fun was like the Todd McFarlane interview.
Yes. Oh,
Like there was a on Sci-Fi Channel, there was a documentary and then they had like a follow-up interview online.
I watched that documentary. It's called Todd McFarlane, The Hell I Can't or something. And it was really good. It takes you through that man changed.
Well, the guy got rejected a bunch of times before he broke in. And that's a lesson to everyone. Don't just quit because people say that you suck.
McFarlane was a game changer, though. He changed comics and he changed toys. Yeah, so there was so many panels and like it was just overwhelming. And I was like, who has time to watch all of these? First of all, it was just kind of a bust. Listener, let us know if you checked out San Diego Comic-Con. You probably didn't. Join our Facebook group. It's called the Jock and Nerd Nation. It's an exclusive closed group just for our listeners. Or you can tweet us at Jock and Nerdcast or send us an email, show@jockandnerd.com, or a voicemail. Send a voicemail. Remember voicemail? Nobody sends in those anymore.
What's that? How do you make a voicemail?
You record audio and you email it to us, or you click on the button on our website.
There's a button.
You send a speak.
Anytime I receive a voicemail from someone, it's someone that
wants money.
I don't want to talk to, that's trying to sell me something, or an old relative.
Or sometimes it's in Chinese, and I'm like, well, this clearly is the wrong number.
And then my old relatives call me back when they're like, hey, you called but didn't leave a voicemail. And we know that the person that calls and doesn't leave a voicemail that we talk to is usually you.
So voicemail is an outdated term, I guess. Send us your voice message.
Well, you could email us or do the Facebook group or
Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Yeah. Really, Rug Boy.
So, look, San Diego Comic-Con a bus. But here's what's funny. Meanwhile, on the other side of the internet.
Oh, shit.
There was a fan-run convention called Justice Con.
What?
Yes.
Did you tune into that?
No.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here.
This was a fan-run convention just about Zack Snyder's Justice League and all things Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Did you get a look at the panel lineup over there?
What was the panel lineup? Who was over there?
No, I had no idea. I just remember I looked on. I'm like, I don't recognize any of these people.
I don't know. But the main,
I think they were all women.
Oh, were they?
Were they running at Justice Con?
Probably. I thought that was interesting. They got some buzz. To their credit, on Saturday, the same day when San Diego Comic-Con at home, they're getting some buzz because they had a panel with Zack Snyder where he said a bunch of shit, a lot of interesting things. First of all, he releases a clip of Superman in the black suit.
Oh, shit.
It exists.
Yes, that was
cool. What do you guys think? This is when he shows up to Alfred, and Alfred's like...
Well, he doesn't have a weird mustache that they're trying to paint out, I'll tell you that.
He doesn't have a weird mustache, and he's in the black Superman suit. Anthony, we thought this suit didn't exist, didn't we? Wasn't I skeptical? I was wrong.
Was that you?
I don't know.
I always thought it existed. I always thought that Snyder was racing towards putting Superman in the black suit. I've always personally also thought that it's way too early in the Superman storyline within these movies to be putting him in the black suit, but Snyder loves dark things.
Second
this
movie
is
in, yeah.
Right on brand for Snyder.
Second movie.
Let's just make it dark.
The suit looks fucking cool, though. But yes,
it's cool.
The second appearance of your Superman, make him evil, put him in the dark suit. Why not?
Zack Snyder just...
Who's counting?
Yeah.
This is his mantra. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Oh, third appearance, you're right. Yeah,
That's what he
don't
says
care.
to himself. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
And this now he gets...
Let's make Superman look more like Batman. I love Batman.
To do it and get it released on HBO Max. So in August, DC is holding this DC Fandom virtual event. That's where he's going to reveal the official title. Whether it's going to be...
Title of the movie?
Yes. It's whether it's called...
It's not Justice League?
Zack Snyder's Justice League. He says that we want to call it Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to be called...
Wait.
Yes.
We're going to unveil the title of the movie?
Yes.
We know the title of the movie. What are we talking about
That's what
here?
he says, though. The official, he says, we really want the name of the movie is Zack Snyder's
Snyder
Justice
presents
League.
Justice
Or
League?
Zack Snyder presents.
What are we going with?
Whatever is official. But he's also...
What a joke.
He's also going... They're still working it out. That's what he said. I suppose, yeah. But he's also said that...
Wait, one more thing before you say what he said. Before he got let go from the movie because of his personal stuff, the movie was titled Justice League.
Shouldn't it still be
He
called...
was involved in the movie. How is he coming up with a new title to his own movie?
Because he doesn't want to confuse it with the other
God.
Justice League.
Whatever. All
And
right.
I'll tell you why, because he made some other interesting comments. But
He's a loser.
at Fandom, he's also going to announce whether it's going to be a mini-series or
Oh my
like
God.
one long thing. Apparently, he says it's longer than 214 minutes at the moment. How long is that? That's long.
That's over 3 hours.
That's
So
so-
it's a 3.5 hour
He's got a
movie.
3.5 hour
3
cut.
hour and 15-minute movie.
So
I think.
what format it's going to be presented in, whether as broken
No,
up
it's a 3.5 hour movie.
into TV show chunks or one long
Just
movie.
put an intermission like with Spartacus and shit.
They put like it's a play. He's finishing this movie for free. They paid $30 million to do whatever he needs, but he's not getting anything. But some idiot asked him, so this is where it gets interesting. This is a dumb question. Some idiot asked him, are you going to use any footage that was in the theatrical cut in your version, right? First of all, that's just a dumb fucking question, knowing what's going on here. But he goes, there would be no chance on earth that I would use a shot that was made after I left the movie. There would be no way. I would rather destroy the movie. I would set it on fire before I would use a single frame that I did not photograph. That is fucking hard fact. So that
Whoa.
movie, imagine the
Wow.
That's pretty ballsy.
Yes. Imagine the Justice League we watched, and you can clearly tell all the Joss Whedon shit, all of that removed. He's going to fill it back in.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
It's going to be kind of interesting.
kind of what everyone's asking
Yeah,
for,
It's
right?
going to be a very different film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Black Suit Superman.
It's
you
gonna
got
be a miserable
Darkseid.
film.
It's going to be bleak. It's going to make you angry. It's going to be like, that's not how the character would have acted.
I think it's going to get so. I mean, I'm probably not going to like it, but I think it's going to come out, and a lot of the fanboys are going to be so happy that something new is coming out. That that Zack Snyder got to finish his vision, and all the fanboys that are like DC for life, Zack Snyder is the best. They're going to be so happy.
They're going to say, this was
and
what
I guess
been.
if it gets HBO Max, more subscriptions, and it's new content, then cool.
But if you look at the Rotten Tomato scores for Justice League, I believe it scores higher than like all of the Zack Snyder movies. So yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of
Yeah, I mean, look, Zack Snyder is he definitely has a viewpoint and a way of doing things that it does ruffle a lot of feathers. And they made this choice to kind of redo his movie, but that was riddled with so many problems that it didn't end up working out for them. So it's one of these weird situations where they torpedoed this movie so bad that even his shitty movie might be good in comparison.
That's why I'm kind of I'm so
it's
curious.
it's like a fucking it's such a clusterfuck. Like, okay, so they we got to get this guy out of this movie because he's gonna fucking ruin everything. And then this movie comes out and it's like, it's like an movie. It doesn't make you feel anything.
Yeah.
You just come out of there like, I saw a movie, I
it
guess,
happened.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like now you're like, okay, even if I make this crazy fucking movie that's gonna fuck people's lives up, and number one, it softens the blow that it's not considered to be canon in that universe.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about that. And you could kind of like approach it in a different way. It's like, let's watch this train wreck. Let's see what happens.
I mean, it's a win-win either way. Whether you're watching it,
there's really no downside to releasing this. Other than, I guess, if they just lose a ton of money and don't get enough subscriptions.
And we'll see what precedent it sets. Because wasn't there Joel Schumacher or somebody said there's a extended cut of Batman Forever, and he's like,
isn't he? He's dead.
He
right?
is, but somebody wanted the Schumacher cut, and I was like, nobody wants that. Nobody's asking for that. Don't do that. But what precedent this sets for other movies like Suicide Squad and David Ayer and like the end of Rogue One, or even
if
the
David
Han
Ayer's
Solo
Suicide
movie.
Squad had the garbage circle circling the air, then don't make that movie. If that's the end of the movie, then forget it.
That was the end of Apocalypse too. Remember, it was just garbage circling the air.
Yeah.
Every movie ends with the people floating and garbage circling the air.
Well, yeah, that was the era in superhero movies where there's a beam to the sky.
So last thing about Justice League, even though Zach did get the director credit, we know Joss Whedon had to step in and finish the movie, and all the fucking stories that have been coming out about Joss Whedon on the set and have been being backed up by other people. Anyway, he was going to have a panel at Comic-Con, and they removed it wisely.
Wow,
probably.
he's fallen so far from grace.
Wow, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say he's just been completely canceled.
Ray Fisher doubling down on everything, and other people coming
Remember
forward.
when right before Avengers and then the high from Avengers leading up to Age of Ultron, he was the king.
He was the king of the
nerds.
geeks. He absolutely was the king of the geeks.
Well, he was that before that when he did Buffy.
Buffy.
Like
Yeah,
he was
but
he was like
altered to another stratosphere
yeah,
with the success of
skyrocketed.
Avengers. But yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, he already had that status. And people were like, because he did Firefly and Serenity, and those were like really niche, like, movies, and everybody was into those things. And, yeah, this whole Avengers Age of Ultron, like, it was kind of like a blemish, but he wasn't, like, I don't know how he could have fallen that far.
Rise
It
and
was still,
fall.
like, Age of Ultron was still not, like, the most terrible movie I've ever seen.
No.
Got the job
Well,
done.
he was lined up to do Batgirl, and then didn't he get
Oh, yeah.
Me Too'd or something?
Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah, he
Right.
did. He just existed, I think.
Yes. He's
I like
just-
he was like, he's an asshole. I'm like, every director's an asshole. But he was a real asshole, and he's not really a feminist. He cheated on his wife, and he was
Oh, right. That's what happened.
whatever. I don't know. I'm not just making shit up.
It snowballed like
But-
that, and before you know it,
So now he sucks.
No, you're done. Anyways, moving on
It's so weird.
to
Yeah.
another familiar segment called Everything's Delayed.
Oh shit.
Again.
Oh, yeah. It was that he was a feminist, and then there was stuff coming out that he cheated on his wife or something like that.
Not a very good feminist, is he?
That's not-
How is that not? If you cheat on your wife, how is that not? How are you not a feminist?
It's a good point. What?
Like, how does the one thing have to do with the other?
That's a good point. Wait, what?
I don't know. But
Like, you can have a problem with one girl. Does that make you? I don't know.
apparently
Weird?
dudes had a problem with him too on set. Just wasn't just women.
I guess.
Who knows?
I mean, like, I don't know what he did. I'm not defending him. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I just feel like that it's. I don't really. There's nothing that sticks out in my mind other than I've heard that he cheated on his wife. That really is like, oh, that's the because when usually you get rid of somebody, it's like, oh, you know why? Like Louis C.K. jerked off in front of girls, right? So you know what he did.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This I don't really know what he did and go, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Here, I have the quote from his wife.
Oh shit. Okay. What is this?
Ty Cole published an essay on industry trade site accusing Whedon of 15 years of multiple infidelities and the hypocrisy of touting feminist ideals while using their marriage as a shield, in quotes, for his misuse of power.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn.
But what does that even mean? He just
Yeah, I don't know.
he just wasn't
Oh,
happy
he
in his
cheated on
marriage.
you.
Yeah, he cheated on you. What does that even mean?
For
I don't
15
know.
years?
I don't know.
Sounds like you cheated on her for 15 years.
Like women don't cheat on guys. Like they do the same thing.
we saw Eyes Wide Shut. We know it's down. Come on.
Yeah, we know what
Anything
happens.
about it. You guys, everything continues to be delayed and pushed back. Christopher Nolan, who we did Dark Knight Rises last episode, trying to bring everyone back to the theater.
It's not going to happen.
Tenet
Chris.
has been pushed back 3-4 times. It was pulled off the release schedule. Now it has a date, but this is what they're doing. They're going to roll it out internationally first, where it's safe, where they're a little bit ahead of the game on August 26th, followed by a limited U.S. launch on Labor Day in big markets where things are clean, I guess, New York and Los Angeles. But they're trying to open now internationally, August 26th, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Korea, Russia, Spain, and the UK. But who knows if even that's going to happen.
But then a limited release here,
Limited release here after Labor Day.
and then put it out on video.
And then slowly bigger release as things, I don't know, the numbers go down.
I mean, that stinks for him because that's just not going to work.
It's
The slow
it's not
release
it's unconventional.
in the US
yes.
being delayed with international markets. It's just,
So you know what that means?
it's just going to kill the hype for the
You
movie.
know what that means? Get ready to enjoy some bootlegs, people. We all get to see
Right.
this movie the minute it hits China, basically. And that's what he was trying to avoid with trying to, put it out everywhere. But
He wants to save movie
the way
theaters.
things are, he's literally whatever country and state has his clean numbers. He's going to let it open there and roll it out everywhere. Meanwhile, Disney removes Mulan entirely from their schedule. They pushed back. Remember how the Star Wars and Avatar movies were supposed to come out every other year starting 2023 or something? Well, all that's been pushed back like one whole year, and Spider-Man 3 gets pushed back 1 month. Doesn't matter. It's all pushed back. There's going to be no new movies in 2020 in this country. I don't see it happening.
Probably not.
in this country.
But what's weird is even though it seems unlikely, Regal and AMC have set reopening dates. Now that everybody moved their theaters, they're trying to open things up August 21st, mid to late August for Regal.
Just where, though?
And AMC.
In like limited markets or everywhere or wherever it's a place safe?
It will plans to reopen U.S. theaters. It does not say.
Just doesn't seem.
Say where.
And I was on the boat of, I'd go. And now I'm just going, it's probably not a smart idea.
No, anything indoor, it seems very suspicious right now. I don't know if I'd want to be indoor. People, I don't know.
And there's no new movies.
No, and that's the thing. No one's going to want to put out movies in a reduced capacity when nobody is going. So
Stinks.
So we'll see if they'll open in August. Again, everything's fluid. We've seen these dates get pushed back every fucking time. Every week they push it back. But here's the big news I was teasing earlier about theatrical release windows. Universal and AMC theaters have forged this historic deal. They were feuding, remember?
Yeah.
AMC was like, we're not playing your pictures, Universal.
Oh, shit.
And Universal's like, fine, fuck you. We'll put it on VOD. We don't care. We got Trolls. We got Trolls World Tour, you motherfuckers.
What?
Anyways, they've made up. They've kissed and made up. And they've signed a
We've got Trolls World Tour,
on.
you motherfuckers.
We don't need you, AMC. AMC's like, fuck you, Universal. They're all cool now, and they have made this historic multi-year agreement. Basically, how it stands now, the contract state, the movie comes out in the theaters, you have to wait 90 days for it to be able to go to streaming or video on demand. Yeah?
That's 3 months, kids.
3 months if you can't do the math. Way to do the math there, Rug Boy.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
This new multi-year agreement reduces that window to 17 days.
Oh, shit.
Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. On the one hand, why would you go to the theater when you could just wait 17 days and watch it at home?
There's some movies that I would still go to.
On the other hand,
the
there are
theater.
some movies that you want to see right away. But I think this is a game changer.
I mean, 17 is a very weird
It is a weird number. I don't know why they didn't pick
That is
like
a strange number.
2 weeks or like an even.
It's like a week.
I would say
and a
3
2
weeks.
and a half.
I think 3 weeks is like a life cycle of a movie, like to make most of their money, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to the movie 3 weeks after it comes out, it's already been spoiled. It's already been, you know what I mean? Like all of the spoiler bans are lifted and shit. So yeah, it just seems like a little, they should have pushed for the 3 week mark.
17 days is weird, but do you think what kind of movies are going to be more wanted by these theaters? Now, I feel like this is even a further reduction of smaller, experimental, low-budget films because movie theaters are going to want the big blockbusters to get people in right away opening night. And if it's a smaller movie where people are like, fuck it, I'm going to wait, they're not going to get a chance.
Yeah, it might hurt the smaller movies for sure if you're into seeing those mid-sized or low-level movies
in
in terms
a screen,
of budget
on a big
in
screen,
a theater.
Yeah.
There might be more of a push for franchises, like getting the most bang for your buck as quick as possible. Because the thing about smaller movies, the way those things make money is word of mouth, right?
Like
so
Parasite.
like either or like some sort of hype within the movie crowd, and then maybe people go see it. But most of the time, it's the word of mouth, and it's a long run where it's like, oh yeah, like that movie was good. No, have you heard of it? And then that person goes next week and sees it.
Well, I think that variety is good for programming, right? So you have a theater, you got to have your big blockbuster movies and shit like that, but you got to have stuff for like, counter programming over kids, and you got to have stuff for like people on date night, and you might not want to be going to see Avengers if you're on a date with a girl or something, or maybe you do, maybe she wants to go and you don't. You got to have some variety out there. They can't all be blockbuster films.
Well, and this is just Universal, so it would depend on other studios making the same arrangement. So, for example, the next, like F9, Fast and Furious 9 opens, but then 17 days later, you could just rent it for $20.
Oh, shit.
And watch it at home. That's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy. This is crazy.
This is crazy. I would do it.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I got you saying that. You've never even seen that fucking movie, have you
What movie is
motherfucker?
that?
National Lampoon's
You
Vacation.
should watch it immediately.
Never seen Vacation.
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
That's it's Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase. Anyways, we'll see how that shakes out. 17 days. See if other people follow. Last thing, we have a trailer for the newest DC animated movie. This time, they're doing Batman: Death in the Family.
Haven't they already done that?
Bandersnatch.
They have done something similar. There was something called Batman.
Yeah, it was, right? They did
No,
Batman.
but this one is specifically the storyline of Jason Todd and Batman and the Joker killing Jason Todd by vote. When
Though the Red Hood is the
no,
movie.
the Red Hood is the food.
and then I think they mixed that into this movie.
yeah, a little bit. So here's the thing. This trailer is kind of crazy. This one is directed and written by Brandon Vietti, who did Under the Red Hood. So back,
I liked Red Hood.
yeah, Under the Red Hood is great. And so this is the same guy. Back in the 90s, they had a thing, or was it the late 80s? You could call in. There was a phone number in the comic book, and the Joker had Jason Todd in this tent in the desert with a crowbar, and you could call in and vote to either kill him or save him.
Oh, shit.
I called in to kill him, and that's eventually
You sadistic
what
bastard.
happened. Nobody liked Jason Todd. He was a little punk. Did not listen to Batman. He jump into fucking action without fucking paying attention.
It was a loose cannon.
He was a hothead like Blake from Dark
Yes.
Knight Rises.
So kill the writers. Don't kill him.
Don't kill him. It's the writer's fault. Well, this Batman Death in the Family animation, apparently it's being done in a series of interactive choose your own adventure shorts.
Oh, shit.
In the trailer, it's like Bandersnatch, Black Mirror Bandersnatch, or Kimmy Schmidt has also done it on Netflix.
Well, I said Batmandersnatch, but you stepped all over it.
Bandersnatch. God damn it, Ruggs.
Oh, shit.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. You get points.
Yeah, thank you.
It's totally Batmandersnatch. So you can either save Robin, kill Robin, or he escapes death. I guess there's numerous points where you can change the fate, and then you see it kind of mix in to Under the Red Hood. You mix in to Hush. I guess maybe he becomes Hush. There's the Red Robin storyline. You guys watched this? You didn't watch this trailer, Ruggs? Did you watch it? What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
Does this look interesting?
I'm the one who sent it to you,
Yeah.
douche.
That's true.
fuck?
Yeah. I think he was trying to set me up. It was insulting. Anyway, I saw it. I think it's interesting. You got the Red Robin in there. You got, some, of course, the scenes from Red Hood. And it looks like it'll be fun to do. A Bandersnatch was fun.
Bandersnatch was fun.
It was a thing. So I'll do that. Why not?
Yeah, it looks like it expands on like the Under the Red Hood stuff that happens in there.
I mean, Jason Todd is alive. He's the Red Hood.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, he never really
It
died.
was 1988 when that comic came out, when you could call. That was a long time ago.
So, in comics, no one's ever really dead.
No. Anthony, what do you think? Interactive DC cartoons, yay or nay?
I haven't watched the trailer,
Ah,
so sorry.
well.
But yeah, yay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
yay.
Bandersnatch, for what it was. And yeah, there's room for this stuff, and let's have some fun.
Geek boner.
Yay, why
I mean, what
not?
else are we doing?
Yeah,
Nothing.
You know what we're doing?
My balls was hot.
We got
We're
time.
scratching our
We're
balls.
scratching our balls. We're shaving our balls. Anthony,
Yeah.
you shaving your balls?
All the time.
Trying to think of a segue into that was
I'm shaving
smooth.
my balls.
Yes?
I mean, with the lawnmower 3.0, I can shave my balls daily. I don't need to because my hair doesn't grow that fast. But if I wanted to, I could, and there would be no nicks.
And they're made from our awesome sponsor of the show, Manscaped.
Right. And they sell
don't
a
know
lot
about
of
it.
awesome products, including the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver. So one is like a aftershave, the other one's like a little spritz. They got all sorts of crap. So go to jockandnerd.com. You could go to jockandnerd.com and just look at our faces, but go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code jockandnerd, get 20% off and free shipping. So do it, you fucks.
Jock and nerd.
Yeah, well, I have a little tip for you.
Oh, yeah?
If you're going to shave your balls,
Just
make
the
sure you have... don't shave the tip like Imran. What you want to do is you want to put the air conditioner on, because if you're hot and sweaty, it's harder to shave your balls.
This is very true, yes.
So get the air conditioner going. let the little ball shrivel up
Yeah.
to the nice and toit, and then you do a little manscaping.
You know, if you have a window,
It is nice to you do have to have it cold down there to get the.
if you have a window air conditioning unit,
That's a rookie mistake, man.
it's
In
a
the
little bit-
hot
yeah.
summer weather, you just go at it with the Manscaped thing. You can't. You're gonna be doing a lot of extra work.
Yeah, sometime the Lawnmower 3.0 can't tell between hair and just, is that loose skin? What's going on?
What is that? Well, listen,
Is that a fold in your nutsack?
the LED light on that lawnmower will really help once your balls are dry. And then you use the ball deodorant, and then you use the ball reviver, and you get tip-top shape.
Jock and Nerd.
Do all of that. Let us know how it goes. Jock and Nerd.
Is the head of your penis as white as your nipples?
Yes, my nipples have disappeared, and now I can't tell the difference between my penis and
The
my
shaft
nipples.
and the head?
Yeah, it all just one.
It just looks like a mushroom.
It's one
a fungus.
white, blank, desolate space. With that, we're going to take a quick break, you fucks, and play some promos, and we'll be back with a movie review and more fucking silliness right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Transmission commencing.
This is Wookiee Radio.
Translated for the Wookiee impaired. I like that Wookiee.
Your hosts, Ken, Derek, and Mike, bring you the latest news and commentary from the far reaches of the galaxy.
Hold it. Hold it. I said hold it.
Subscribe today on iTunes and Stitcher.
I just assumed he's a Wookiee.
Start listening today, and remember,
The Force will be with you, always.
We'll get you back to your regularly scheduled podcast in just a minute. But we wanted to introduce ourselves. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake on this highly produced advertisement.
That's right. It's the History of Bad Ideas, a.k.a. Hobie. You can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and on Facebook at the History of Bad Ideas. But if you like a podcast roundtable with 3 to 5 guests, usually every week, depending on sick leave, talking about all things geek, including movies, TV,
I ain't getting paid for this shit.
Blake bitching about something and ranting, and comic books and anything else that we can think of. We have a top 5 list every week, along with a box office news, and somehow we have listeners, so they send us some feedback we answer every week. You can find us on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Facebook,
Spotify,
and any good podcast app, because if you can't find us on that podcast app, it's not a good podcast app.
Damn straight. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
And
Listener, if you enjoy the show, if you enjoy hanging out with us, geeking out with us, join our fan club. It's at jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And you'll be supporting the show on a monthly basis, and you get stuff based on what tier you sign up at. And everyone gets access to a bonus RSS feed. This is a whole nother podcast feed with bonus content, movie reviews, post shows, Jock Talk. All the shows come out early. There's a new Jock Talk this week.
Their bottom is very weak.
Because I
did
guess
you put it all in one, or did you separate them out?
Oh, your Corona binge reports?
Yeah.
Oh, they're all 3 this week. Anthony, why don't you tell us what you did? This is amazing.
Yeah, I just got the urge to go and see a movie that everyone's seen except me, Back to the Future, and I liked the first one so much that I watched all 3.
Geek Boner.
That was amazing. I listened to all 3 of those, and you're pretty much dead on. But your enthusiasm after watching the first one, I was like, I can't believe this motherfucker's never watched Back to the Future. Welcome.
I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yes. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is one of the best movies
it's
ever
almost
made.
a
One of the best
perfect.
movies
It's
I've
a
ever
perfect movie. Pacing, storytelling, everything. It's
Just in terms of fun, yeah, it's one of the best movies.
But
And
like,
it's so clever.
You've been missing out on that for the last 35
And how
years.
hot is that girl in there?
Yeah.
Leah Thompson, she's great.
She was in Howard the Duck.
I remember hearing that name when you guys were talking about it and not knowing what you were talking about. Although he wants to fuck his mom, that's crazy.
That's the best part of the movie.
You gotta watch All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise in it.
Okay. She's in it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's another 80s movie. Lawrence
Yeah.
Martinez, Anthony, commented on your first Back to the Future review. He said,
did he?
Yeah, he said, good review, Anthony. I still remember watching this in a theater in Chicago with my cousins. I haven't listened to the reviews on 2 and 3, but I hope you were just as happy with the sequels. Any chance you will do Ghostbusters 1 through 3?
Oh,
There's a
shit.
third?
Well,
What, the one
I
with
don't
the
know.
women?
I guess that's the third one he's talking about. Have you seen Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
it.
so you've
Those
seen
are
it.
all movies I loved as a
Okay,
kid.
so you've seen it. It's not the same, but Lawrence Martinez wants you to do Ghostbusters. But the fact that you just plowed through all the Back to the Future, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I know. Imagine watching that for the first time again.
I know.
There's no way.
I was with one of my buddies yesterday, actually, Wednesday night in Chicago, and he's a big movie guy, and he goes, man, I really envy you. I go, why? He goes, because you are enjoying movies that everyone's seen for the longest time.
Yeah.
You're enjoying them for the first time with fresh eyes. Like
During Corona when there's nothing else to watch.
I know.
He's like, you're enjoying things that everyone's just already seen and just assumes everyone has seen, and your enthusiasm.
It's amazing. I'm so jealous.
Already been out for years.
Very envious of your unique position, but way to go.
I'm also now looking at Leia Thompson nude.
Oh, God. The 80s Leia Thompson. Nice. Oh, that's right. She was nude in that one. All right. Speaking of movies, let's get to our movie review this episode. This one is Netflix's latest action blockbuster based on a comic book. It's called The Old Guard. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
It's been up for a couple of weeks. I'm sure everybody has seen it by now. It's been trending. It was very buzzy. It came out on July 17th on Rotten Tomatoes. Right now, the movie is sitting at 81% with an average rating of 6.52 out of 10. Netflix reported this came out on the 15th. A week later, Netflix reported the film was on pace to be viewed by 72 million households over its first 4 weeks.
Oh, shit.
It is among the top 10 most successful original launches in the platform's history. This movie cost $70 million to make. There's the budget, no box office, of course. Directed by Gina Price Bythewood and written by Greg Rucka, based on his comic book of the same name, The Old Guard, and that was illustrated by Leandro Fernandez. And I've never read the book, but the art is fantastic. It looks sharp. Have you guys, Ruggs, have you read it?
No,
never read The Old Guard. So the art is fucking amazing. Gina Price Bythewood, first of all, with this $70 million budget, becomes the first black woman to direct a big budget comic book film.
Oh, shit.
She was the one, she was working on Silver and Black back when they were going to make a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie in the Spider-Man universe. That fell through, but she kind of took what she learned prepping for a big budget movie, applied it to The Old Guard. And also, I believe this film also had a largely female crew behind the camera as well. So a lot of interesting things. She's done, she did rom-coms, Gina Price Bythewood.
My favorite movie from her. Oh, go ahead.
Did she do Love and Basketball?
I was just going to say that was I didn't know she did that, and I really enjoyed that film. So
what is that? That's like a rom-com movie?
No,
kind of,
no.
yeah.
It's more of like a drama. I mean, there's some comedy, but it's about two kids that grow up loving basketball, a guy and a girl, and they fall in love, and then they meet each other again as adults. And
it's more of a drama.
She's also done The Secret Life of Bees, and she directed an episode of Cloak and Dagger. I don't know if it was the first episode, but you kind of get a little bit of that Cloak and Dagger feel, which I love that show. This movie stars Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron also producing this movie as Andy, Kiki Lane as Niall, Matthias Schoenaerts as Booker, Marwan Kanzari, Luca Marinelli, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Copley, Harry Melling, Van Veronica Ngol, Nachka Karam, Meti Towley. These are great names. Anna Maria Marinka, and a bunch of other people. Anthony, what was The Old Guard about?
The Old Guard is about this group of people that seem to live forever or a lot longer than most. They're old, and they guard
the
Earth.
Yeah.
And they go on missions to guard the Earth, and they get set up by someone who's looking to mine them for their longevity. And in the midst of that, there is a new person that they discover who is now able to heal very quickly. And this movie's like Wolverine's protecting the Earth in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, immortal, mercenaries, healing factor.
Right.
A bunch of Wolverines living through history, changing, saving people. What'd you think of The Old Guard, Anthony? Let's start with you.
So I saw that this movie was getting some decent hype. Didn't decide to watch it until you made me watch it. this movie, I wrote this down, is kind of like if you like pizza and you like toppings on your pizza.
Yeah, I like pizza. I like toppings.
Yeah. And then that asshole
Mushrooms.
orders like a cheese pizza.
There's no toppings.
That's what this movie
oh,
is.
Shit.
It's like there's nothing to this. This is such a bland movie, and like you have these big names like Charlize Theron and Chiwetel Ejiofor, and you just stick them in this super mediocre movie. Like there's very like interesting things that they could mine with the longevity and how they've been going throughout history and saving the world inadvertently and all sorts of crazy shit and maybe some good action. And it's just got none of that. And I want to be the first to say this. This movie is the first movie in a while where I've noticed that the music is just awful. The music choices of like poppy mainstream
it sticks out, doesn't it?
that are like on the nose of what's happening in that scene. So bad.
Telling you how to feel during the scene, maybe a little bit.
They play a Khalid song, which I just started laughing. So overall, it makes me sound like I hate this movie. I don't hate this movie.
Yeah.
I just think it's incredibly mediocre, especially with the amount of material and the acting talent that's involved.
All
so
right,
there you
fair, very interesting. Ruggs, what did you think of the old guard?
Well, I came at it with, this is Highlander, except boringer. I mean, like, look, they spent...
It is Highlander.
Look, every single Highlander movie you put them all together, they still don't have the budget that this movie has.
Yeah.
So this movie's got this great budget, good actors. I mean, you had like bottom of the barrel actors
in Highlander. Yeah.
All right. But
what's the dude's name in Highlander? The main guy?
Connor McLeod.
No, the actor.
Oh, Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert. That's right.
I think his name was Connor McLeod. I don't remember. But like, Highlander is a movie about immortals and they have this cool thing. There's a cool dynamic that basically they have to like hide from each other because they can sense one another. And if they kill each other, then the person absorbs the other person's power.
There can be only one.
So they can, so basically they have to kill each other.
Yeah.
So they can't team up, and it makes you very paranoid. And you're like, oh, they're going to fucking find each other. And every time he walks into a new town, he's got to be worried about there's another one out there that's looking for him. So they're all like, it creates this instant drama. And there's nothing like that. They're just like hanging out together and just like, fucking, we're going to get old together. And it's like watching what we do in the shadows with machine guns.
Oh, shit.
Which is like, if you watch that show, it's a bunch of old vampires just sitting around, like doing whatever. And, you know, they're talking about the old days back in the fucking Inquisition and shit.
That's what they do in this movie.
But I did enjoy this film. It just, for some reason, it just kept on dredging up Highlander when I was watching it. And I was like, oh, this is like, it's basically a new version of Highlander, or like
it's a different take on
Highlander. And it's just less interesting because you don't have that factor of people trying to kill each other that are of the same strength and all that stuff. So there's the drama is just like this mundane drama, like, oh, people want to analyze them and take their figure out their DNA so they could give everybody eternal life, and that's a stupid concept. You don't want to give everybody eternal life, right? So I don't know, but I did enjoy it. I think that it's a good jumping off point to make some other movies. I just hope that there's more pizzazz in it. I felt like it was watered down. I felt like it was good. There was good stuff in there. There's some good bones in there, but it was a little bit like watered down and kind of milquetoast. It didn't have the bite that it could have had, the drama that it could have had. And I didn't think that like everybody was hitting it out of the park in this movie either. There are some people like cash and paychecks.
Just phoning it in a little bit.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with both of you guys. I watched this movie right away when it came out, and then I saw all the reviews, and the headlines were like, oh, a fresh superhero movie brings something new to the genre, the best action movie on Netflix. And I'm like, did I watch the same?
Did they see Extraction?
I know. I'm like, did I
because
watch
Extraction,
the same
I came out with a huge boner for.
Yes.
I was like, no matter how lame the story was,
of
and how many times you've seen that before, it was done with such aplomb.
Yes.
That I pulled it out of like a plomb out of my ass. But like,
fucking
it was done so well
peach.
that I was like, oh shit, like even something this dumb could be fun because it was directed by a dude who knew how to shoot action and make shit fun.
So if you were to compare it to Extraction, though, exactly. While I did find there's a lot of interesting concepts, I kind of like the concept, the premise of these immortal mercenaries and how like they affect people throughout history. She brings some fresh things with the relationship, like the Nikki and Joe, gay relationship, just being matter of fact. And they have this amazing scene that normally would have been like a man and a woman, and it's just two dudes, and it works really well. And the new girl is also good. And I think it has more character development than Extraction. Like Extraction, the characters
I think on a character basis,
right?
It's got good bones.
Yeah.
The story's got good bones to it. It just doesn't have flair.
Extraction, that 12-minute fucking action scene in the middle of the movie is so amazing. Still sticks out. That is something new for that genre. This movie has nothing like that. The action is decent, but it's largely forgettable.
I was going to just interject because you guys brought up Extraction. That was the movie I was kind of comparing this to, obviously, because Netflix, big name, throw it in a Netflix big budget movie. Extraction can at least hang its hat on just awesome action. This movie, what is it hanging its hat on? Is it the story? Is it the comic book lore? Is it the action? Is it the big names? It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just in little pieces of all of those things, but really excelling at nothing. And like I was thinking about what makes awesome superhero movies, and I'm thinking about Marvel and their recent success, and it's like the characters in those movies you enjoy hanging around them. In this movie, none of these characters, like what distinguishable characteristics about any of these characters can you latch onto? Even Charlize Theron, what is her? Just because she's saving people? But like, what is the quality that makes you go, I want to follow that character? I think she's phoning it into this movie.
I didn't really buy that these people have been living for hundreds and thousands of years. Like, wouldn't they be better fighters? Wouldn't they have more shit figured out if you've been around this long?
That's one of the things that I think that that was lacking. I felt like that it didn't feel lived in enough. I feel like that there was touches there.
They're trying to set it up. They're setting up things.
I feel like that whenever you get into a place where it's not the wheelhouse that everybody's comfortable in, like you can tell it's not the wheelhouse. Like it's not giving you the right feel. But look, I'm not saying it was like a complete failure. I did enjoy watching it. I was just like,
it's okay,
especially at the end where they introduced that character that's going to be the big bad.
So that was one of my favorite parts of this movie. And
I was like, and I was like, wait. Why is this happening at the end of this movie? Why are they saving it? Why are they
setting it up for
making
the second
you
movie?
sit through this movie when the next movie is going to be actually interesting?
The horrifying
and that
story
is actually a horrifying
Quinn,
death.
and you see for 500 years, imagine drowning and then coming back to life and immediately drowning again in a metal box in the water under the ocean for 500 years. That's the only thing that like stuck out to me throughout this whole movie. I was like, oh, fuck that. But Anthony, I'll disagree. I really liked Charlize Theron in this. She kicks ass. You can make a case that she's a legit action star. In Mad Max, she's an Atomic Blonde. She's done some other things. She would have made a great Captain Marvel, maybe like back in the day, maybe a few years ago, I thought.
I thought she was super bland.
Really? I thought she did a good job.
I thought what they did to her character, I think she was fine. I think that she did great. I think she as far as she did her own action and she did that well and all that stuff. I think that the fact that they made her killable doesn't add to the story. It actually ruins the character.
Yeah, that
because now you have this leader that's completely expendable, and now she's gonna have to how's she gonna compete with somebody who can't die?
And they don't explain how they got immortal or why she's not immortal anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Or will she get it again?
It doesn't matter why they were immortal. I don't think it matters. I think in Highlander it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just know that there's immortals. And they can sense each other's presence and stuff like that. And I love the fact in Highlander that they have a tradition that they have to fight with swords because it's the old way.
Yeah, I would agree with Ruggs. I don't think it matters that they're immortal and that they didn't tell us. And the reason I've learned that because is in Back to the Future, they never tell us why a 15-year-old boy is best friends with an 85-year-old man.
You know what?
In 3 goddamn movies, and it works.
And they never
you don't need to explain everything, but I just don't think. Go ahead, sorry.
No, but in the 80s, you had suspension of disbelief where, sure, these guys are friends.
Yeah, that's not an 80s storytelling technique. It's just a technique you can use.
When I heard you say that on your review, I was like, you need to watch Rick and Morty because it's exactly that relationship just turned up 100 notches and it's wacky and it's like, why is he hanging out with this old dude, with this old scientist dude? Makes no sense.
I do want to emphasize, although I'm shitting on the movie, that it's not bad per se. It's just, for me, meh. Just
yeah.
There's the action is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. What's the standout thing?
Like, one of the things is like, you have John Wick and you have all these other movies that came out with the action. For this to kind of be under par, like not like it's like terrible. This is better than a lot of movies you're going to see. But it's just like now you have all these action flicks that are coming out, and if you're hanging your hat on this movie being an action film, you gotta at least get close. You gotta at least or bring something different to the table.
Yes. Which is, it's getting harder nowadays to bring something. Look, all these movies are starting to feel the same. I didn't think this movie was original. It was kind of clunky and predictable. But look, every movie has this, right?
Like, how far off was Extraction from John Wick?
Well, they're all formulaic, and this one was full of genre tropes. You have a tortured anti-hero. You got the betrayal of the good guy. You have an over-the-top villain who, that guy sucked. The fucking CEO of that company was horrible. Then you have his right-hand man having a change of heart, and then you have new person training, and then you have more faceless bad guys to shoot at. They're wearing masks. You don't see their faces. This is like in every movie now.
It's true.
Yeah. It seems like Netflix kind of is hanging their hat on just, it was kind of disappointing in that their Extraction, I felt like was okay, we're hanging our hat on, at least we can like excel in one field of a movie. And then this one went back to like, oh, like this is kind of what, if these streaming services are pushing their money towards movies, we're going to just get mediocre stuff. And that's kind of disappointing.
I mean, the only thing new, like I said, is that Joey and Nick romance, just these out gay characters, matter of factly being out. I thought that was refreshing. And the new girl's good.
It is refreshing, but I mean, on Netflix, you see tons of that.
Yes, you do see that all the time.
So it's like, it's not like that you're going to the theater and seeing it. You're seeing it on Netflix, and we've seen that on Netflix all the time. There's nothing but stuff like that. So, is it great? Yeah, sure. Like, did it hinder the movie in any way, or it was a big plus, I guess, for a lot of people. So, yeah, it's there. I mean, does that make it the greatest movie just because you're representing certain lifestyles?
It is better than that other movie, Ruggs. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see The Last Days of American Crime. I watched that.
No, I didn't. I avoided that like the plague.
It's a piece of shit. Go watch that movie. Don't waste your time. I had so many questions about their immortality. So did our listener, Bob Brasky, on Twitter, at Bob Brasky. Bob Brasky!
It just ends when you conveniently need them to age out of it. They're like, I can't heal anymore. That's it. I'm done. Because the story made me.
It's like Menudo. When the Menudo guys aged out, you just got a new kid and brought him in.
Yeah, pubes. You're out of the band.
Oh, my
kid.
God. His voice is breaking. Kick him out. Bob Brasky says, I have questions about the old guard. What happens when they're dismembered or decapitated? That was my question. Is that death? Like, is that how you kill these people? Just cut their head off?
I guess. I mean, that's Highlander.
That's what you do. You cut
I think
their
they
head
just
off.
regenerate, because even when that guy's stomach was exploded, they regenerated.
But how would you regenerate another head if your head gets chopped off?
I guess your head regenerates.
Sure.
It just takes you a very long time.
But it's just like, how do you know when it runs out? I guess that's kind of interesting. Like, you could get hurt, and one time finally it doesn't heal, and now you know.
Yeah, I mean, the unpredictability of it though could be mined for interesting stuff.
I'm down for the sequel. This got all the setup. Got the setup out of the way. I want to see how Quinn got out of that fucking watery grave and what the deal is.
The whole time I was watching this, I was like, I want to see Highlander revival. I'm like, it's so much cooler.
Why doesn't somebody do that?
Because like Highlander, like you have to really know what the fuck you're doing. Because think about this, like. When they made Highlander, they had no idea.
It's really good,
right?
Yeah.
But now that we know what action is, and now that we know, like, okay, if someone's been alive for like 1,000 years and they've been doing swordplay every day and fucking kicking ass, They would be so great at it. In fact, they would be the Batman. They would be fucking
I was
Batman.
like, these guys shouldn't be able to touch these guys. They've been fighting.
No, they're
for
untouchable.
hundreds
They
of
have
years.
fucking everything figured out.
You would know. How are you getting fucking hit?
So
How are
imagine
walking
you
into
have
this trap,
like
you dummies.
skill level like John Wick plus like fucking like a sword master, like a master of fucking. Eventually, you have to go sword to sword, right? That's the tradition. It can only be one.
There can only be one.
So I would just love to see that done with like that kind of thinking, where you're like you're alive for 1,000 years. You're a fucking multi-billionaire. You have all these shell companies. You got a fucking bat cave in every town. And you're waiting for some motherfucker to challenge you.
Yeah, you got to survive and stay alive.
And then everybody inherits your wealth and takes all your shit.
I mean, at least they used swords, and she had a cool axe sword thing, and it was bloody.
No, I mean, it was cool, but it just made me kept thinking of Highlander.
The pop music, though, Anthony, the second time I watched this, the music took me right out of it. I was like, this fucking music.
Music is so bad.
Oh, my God. It's so forced. And
it's so bad. It's like it's like this director and whoever was in charge of music had never watched a movie and decided where to put music, or it was just like, I like these songs and I'm going to throw them in this movie without any thought of how this fits into this movie.
So those parts of the movie, it had a certain soulfulness, but those parts of the movie reminded me of like a Lifetime movie or like a Bravo thing where
it made the film. Yeah, exactly. Like you said,
right?
It just de-escalated the pizzazz and the any sort of shine on the film of this being a theatrical type thing.
Yeah, it lowers it. All right, well, good. I think that's enough on the fucking old guard. I think we're all
let's give it a number
on the same page. What would you rate it, Ruggs? Give it a number.
I think I would give it a 6 because it's a movie.
It's a movie. They film things. All right, that's decent, Anthony.
6 for me would be I thought it was good. 5 would be it's just a movie.
Okay.
So I'm going 5.5.
5.5. Damn, I'm gonna go 6.5. That to me is like it's okay.
I mean, look, it's got potential, and I do like a lot of the stuff that they, as I said, the bones of this film.
Wish it was
just
more
don't
original.
I just think that there wasn't any flair, there wasn't any pizzazz or anything that really like was memorable about the action. I mean, there was action that was cool,
yeah,
but I can't remember it because it's nothing stuck out.
And what about the flashbacks? Like some of the stories they were trying to tell from hundreds of years ago, but then it didn't. It just looked weird when they would cut to that stuff.
It didn't feel like organic to the movie.
No, it's very clunky.
They failed to bridge all those things.
Yeah, yeah. But those stories were interesting. I like the whole thing of how he figured out that she saves this person, and then 2 generations later he cures cancer or whatever. Like she finally sees her effects of what's been going on, and now he's on their team. But now she's mortal and she can die, and they're gonna, I don't know, there's still a thing. And the new girl training, you got to do the new girl fucking trope, new person training, all of that. All right, good. So it's just a good movie.
It's okay.
Since we're talking about a Netflix release, I wanted to talk about some streaming war updates.
Talking nerd.
A lot of things coming out. Like we've had a whole new streaming service launch this month, July 15th. The Peacock is live. I've had the Cock since April because if you had Xfinity, you would have already had access to the pre-launch of the Cock, but on July 15th, it came out for everyone. Anybody check this out, you guys?
I got the Cock since they rolled the Cock out.
Oh, you did get the Cock, did you?
Yes, I did, and I am enjoying the Cock.
Okay.
I mean, is it worth it? It's free, so yes.
It's free, but it's free, but there's some addendums. Anthony, are you have you seen this?
I have not found or actively looked for access to the Cock. So
again, if you have Xfinity, so here's how it breaks down. First of all, it's the Peacock.
They really ought to do a partnership with Manscaped.
Oh my God, Peacock and Manscaped. Shave the cock. Oh the shit, that's so good.
Trim the feathers.
Trim the feathers of Manscaped on the Peacock. It is free with ads for everyone, yeah?
And you don't get all the shows.
With the free account, you get all of NBC's back library, all the shows, all the old shows, classic shows, your Cheers and your fucking Seinfeld and Office. Not yet, it's still coming. You can bump it up to premium for $4.99, which unlocks original programming, but you still have ads. Or you could go to Premium Plus for $10.99 a month, where it is ad-free and you get the original shows. Now, the beauty of having Xfinity, all Xfinity members already get Peacock Premium for free when you just log in. So I get the premium one with the original content. Ruggs, you're just on the free one?
Yeah, so I can't see all the free stuff, but I've been watching some of the like the free. I can't watch all of the pay for stuff.
What have you been watching that you like on there?
I watched Spartacus.
Oh, Spartacus is on there?
Yeah, I think I watched Spartacus on there, and I was like, oh shit! Like I'm talking about the old Stanley Kubrick 3.5 hour movie
with
Spartacus.
Who's in that? Douglas.
Kirk Douglas. Yeah.
Yes.
And I watched that, and I enjoyed myself.
You got Battlestar Galactica.
I watched Battlestar Galactica on
reboot
there.
Series and the miniseries.
Oh fuck! I watched the miniseries again. I'm like, it's still fucking great.
So all NBC's current shows, they will appear on Peacock one day after they air on TV. So that's kind of cool. You can get new stuff. Right now, there's no separate profiles like some of the other streaming companies do, and there's no play from the beginning button, which is really annoying. They should always have a play from the beginning button.
That's a huge miss.
Hulu doesn't have that either. It annoys the shit out of me.
There should be standards now at this point. You shouldn't be missing on these things.
Make a profile, and then you got like 10 seconds back. You got play from the beginning. Peacock is available on most devices except for Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Boo, just like HBO Max, which is still not on Roku or Amazon Fire TV.
Wow,
so
that's fucking
they're
crime.
locked out of the same way kind of HBO Max is with negotiations. I did watch a bunch of the original shows this week. Oh, there's another cool thing it has. It has channels. So there's like channels where there's just news on all the time, or like there's one Office channel. They just play episodes of The Office, but
like live TV.
And but it's in the app. There's channels. Like it's set up like live TV. So my favorite channel that I've just had on, there's a Saturday Night Live channel, and it just plays like a block of like John Belushi sketches, and then it'll do like holiday sketches, and it's just Saturday Night Live skits 24/7, constantly running.
That's awesome.
I loved it. I loved it. You could just throw it on and you come back and you laugh and you walk away and you're like, oh, this one is amazing too. So original shows, here's what I checked out. They have a show called Brave New World that's based on 1984. Sorry, not 1984.
I want to check that out.
Aldous Huxley's book. I think he wrote it in 1984, similar to 1984. Brave New World. Ruggs, I checked out the first episode. It was all right. High production value. It is a modern take.
They take drugs a lot.
Soma. Yeah, it's the same thing like in the book. You take Soma. Everyone is doped to be compliant, but it's a modern take of like programming and conditioning on a, global government level. I watched one episode and I was like, that didn't really hook me. These other two shows, though, kind of hooked me. There is a comedy, half-hour comedy called Intelligence with David Schwimmer. Yes, Ross from Friends is back. And all these shows, by the way, they're all British shows with Sky TV. So they're all British cast. This one, though, Ross plays an NSA agent who gets sent to London to work with British intelligence, cyber terrorism, internet terrorism. And he just plays an asshole. He's a dick the whole show. He's a cocky dick who doesn't know anything. It's kind of funny. Interesting thing about this show, there's a dude named Nick Muhammad on here who plays like the sidekick, the bumbly comedy. He's a brown guy, Indian dude. He actually wrote and created the show.
Oh, shit.
By Nick Muhammad. I was like, go Nick Muhammad. Fucking brown guy making a show.
Now, if Brave New World was written by a brown person, would you have liked it more?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely, I would be all in. Intelligence is 6 episodes. It was kind of funny. I watched all of it. And then the last show was kind of interesting. It's a drama called The Capture. Also British, but this one is about how in London they have hundreds of CCTV cameras everywhere. So there's an incident with a soldier, and it looks like he did something on this CCTV, except he's saying that's not what happened. So it delves into this mystery of, is someone hacking the feed? Can you manipulate deep fakes? It goes into deep fakes. Can you manipulate live surveillance feed and get people to believe it? There's a conspiracy. That one's not bad. That one got me hooked, and I got 1 episode left. It's also 6 episodes. I got to find out what happened. So that's The Cock, everyone. All episodes of Saturday Night Live are all on The Cock.
We still talking about The Cock? I tuned you out.
Yes, The Cock. No, we're moving on from The Cock. So as far as the rest of the streaming, tons of streaming services, The Emmy nominations came out this week.
Oh, shit.
And it's a great way to judge how these streaming services are holding up, even the new ones. So, leading all places, Netflix lands 160 Emmy nominations.
Jesus.
Yes, the first time it has had the most nominations out of anyone. So that's wild. Also on Netflix this week, Umbrella Academy Season 2 will be out by the time this show posts on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
Ugh.
It is. You're going to have to watch it, Anthony.
Ugh.
I heard this season is better than the first. It's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Ugh.
8.5 out of 10. Also, Rugs,
I have no appetite for starting a TV show, especially that one.
10 episodes of Umbrella Academy. You fucking start watching that shit. We will review it when everyone has watched it. I'm excited. Rugs, Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Part 1.
Geek boner.
It's out today.
I'll give it a spin.
Looks cool. It's like anime Transformers.
All right, I'm into that.
HBO gets 107 Emmy nominations. Watchmen leads all shows, 26 nominations overall, including Outstanding Limited Series.
Oh, it's going to definitely win a
Regina
bunch.
King got a nomination. Jeremy Irons got a nomination, I think. But it was nominated as Best New Series instead of what it is, which is a limited series, because I don't think they're making more. So that's kind of weird.
Let that come out in the wash.
Amazon, 30 Emmy nominations, mostly for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, that always kills. This year, is the first year there's no Game of Thrones, there's no Handmaid's Tale from Hulu, so you have all these new people getting Emmy nominations. Hannah Season 2, also, I watched that. It's fucking great. Hannah Season 1 and 2 are so good. Watch both of them.
I got to watch it, yeah.
Season 2 starts out slow, and then every episode just fucking picks up, and it doesn't stop till the end. It's fantastic. Hulu, 26 Emmy nominations. Hulu also, if you log in, has an upgraded look, everybody.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the old way was annoying.
It was really bad. So they've cleaned up their interface a little
look
bit.
at it. I don't know if I noticed the new look.
It's easier to
Just
find
looks like
things.
Netflix.
Yeah, it looks like everything else. It's grids and sliding tiles. Highly recommend the Adam Sandberg movie Palm Springs.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh my God. Anthony, have you heard about Palm Springs?
Maybe.
You might like it.
It's Andy Samberg, and if you watch the trailer and give the description, I'm going to give a slight
spoiler alert.
Because really, the best way to watch it is just watch it without knowing anything,
Well,
right?
then you're going to give me a spoiler.
Fuck. But if you read the description, it's in there.
Okay, I'm going to give him the... I'm going to give him the...
I don't know how to do this.
I'm going to give him the lowdown.
Yeah.
It's about a wedding party and what happens during that wedding party, but then some fucking crazy sci-fi shit happens.
So it starts as a straight up rom-com and then manipulates deftly into a
I love that
sci-fi romance.
Imran cannot, even when someone gives a synopsis, he still has to give the synopsis over the top.
It's so good. I'm so surprised. I mean,
it's not like, let's not build it up for him. It's okay. It's fun. It's a fun little,
I thought it was surprising.
fun little flick.
Because you see Andy Samberg, you're like, oh, this is an Andy Samberg movie. And it kind of is, but it isn't. But check
TV
it out.
show, you mean, right?
No, movie. He's been in movies, Samberg.
No, but this is the Emmys.
But this is a movie on Hulu. I'm talking about Palm Springs.
Oh, but the Emmys nominate?
No, I'm just recommending Palm Springs on Hulu.
Okay, you have this in your little Emmys thing.
I'm combining both of like, here's the
Well,
Emmys.
you're confusing things now.
Well, just watch Palm Springs, everyone.
All right.
I say everyone watch Palm Springs. Let me know what you think.
I will watch Palm Springs because you recommended it, and I will gladly watch that over the damn Umbrella Academy.
Then watch Umbrella Academy Season 2 afterwards. Moving on, Disney Plus, first time out the gate, gets 19 Emmy nominations.
Oh, shit.
Mandalorian picks up 15, I think, Emmy nominations. Outstanding drama series and a bunch of
That's
other
pretty good.
Yeah, wow, right? Out the gate, their first fucking original show on Disney Plus.
How much do you guys know though about that? Like, that it seems like a lot, but I don't know anything about the Emmys and how many nominations come out and how many people get nominated.
To be honest with you, I never fucking paid attention to how many nominations there were.
Right.
So this is the first time I'm hearing how many. When he said 160 nominations for Netflix, I was like, that's a lot.
It's a lot, right? It seems like everyone's getting an award.
Yeah, everybody gets an Emmy.
I just have no concept of what the Emmys, how it works.
Well, let's put it in perspective, Anthony.
Yeah.
You only get X amount of films a year.
Yeah.
But literally TV and streaming and all this stuff is like limitless.
Yeah.
It's just
that's exactly what I was going to go with is like, if you're a follower of the Emmys, right? how much TV? Like, you're investing days of your life into different shows. Like, how can you possibly?
I think they watch just one show. I think they get to watch one show that they pick for them to watch.
I'm just wondering, like the people that are nominating,
they'd have to watch full seasons of all the shows from all these different networks.
Yeah, it seems impossible.
I mean, I have a list here with the breakdown of like the programs and how many Emmys they got, but they're all multiple episode shows.
I just think of the logistics of movies is much easier.
Yeah.
In comparison.
TV critics, though,
it's so much better.
I listened to this one podcast from the Hollywood Reporter TV critic, and he's just like, he just watches everything. You think I watch everything? This motherfucker watches everything.
What's his job? He gets paid.
Apparently, this from everyone that I kind of follow, this era that we're in of TV shows is going to be considered the golden age of TV.
Yeah.
Like it's like a lot of people think this is on par with movie making or might like surpass in terms of entertainment.
Well, so look, listen to these TV shows. Here's the top Emmy-nominated shows. You got The Watchmen, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Ozark, Succession, The Mandalorian, Schitt's Creek, The Crown, Westworld, Handmaid's Tale, RuPaul's Drag Race that always wins Emmys, Insecure, Killing Eve, The Morning Show, Stranger Things, What We Do in the Shadows, Better Call Saul. It goes on and on. Another new streaming service, Apple TV Plus, actually got 18 Emmy nominations.
Oh, shit.
That show, The Morning Show, got 8 nominations. And I've not watched anything on Apple TV.
I heard it was okay.
Apparently it's getting, nobody subscribed, but it's getting Emmys. And even Quibi.
Oh, shit.
10 Emmy nominations.
That seems like a fucking farce.
The Quibi nominations came in the short form categories. There's a show called Free Ray Sean, and the Anna Kendrick comedy Dummy, and the Reno 911 reboot got an Emmy. Fucking Quibi is getting Emmy nominations. So that's the Emmy rundown. Meanwhile, the last streaming service that hasn't died yet, DC Universe, just announced that they are no longer offering yearly subscriptions
because they got nothing going on.
Everything's gonna be done. So they've cut the yearly subscriptions. I don't know how much. I guess we still get it for whatever's left over.
Yeah, they didn't have enough on there.
No, and they have HBO Max now. Put it on HBO Max.
Yep.
Think about how fucked up this is. Like, you try and launch a platform, and then COVID comes out, and you can't make anything.
Yeah, we are about to hit.
Crazy time.
We're going to hit this gap of content at some point.
It's coming.
There's going to be nothing new. Like, everything will be exhausted, right? And then you're going to have to wait because they didn't.
You just got to watch Battlestar Galactica.
You just catch up on all the Back to the Futures, like Anthony did.
Yeah.
All right, let's do news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Every time he makes Anthony laugh.
I've been actually walking around the past few weeks and just out of nowhere going, it stinks. It stinks.
I got him doing the it stinks from the critic. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why I'm doing
why
it.
am I saying this? This is my secret. I'm secretly programming Anthony.
I don't even know what it's from.
It's from a show called The Critic with John Lovitz.
That's who I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure.
He was the movie critic. He just hated everything. Just say it stinks.
Just like me.
Yeah, he's just like Rugboy. That's why we had to use that clip. Remember a couple of episodes ago, I think it was the second episode of 1999 Movies where I was talking about our awesome Facebook group and how everyone was so good looking, and then Anthony laughed for some reason and couldn't keep a straight face. And then I mentioned Jordan Wall. Well, Jordan Wall heard that nerd and wrote in. He says, catching up on last week's episode, cracking me up with the name drop, but you left out most intelligent. He's right. We have the most intelligent fans. Absolutely loving these 1999 reviews and looking forward to the next batch. Thanks for keeping the content coming.
I forgot what I was laughing at, people in our group being good looking.
Yeah, remember I was like, we have the best, most talented, greatest looking listeners. And then you started cracking up and blew my whole thing.
I'm sorry.
But we do. We have the most intelligent, best looking most talented, awesome listeners. They're all in our Facebook group.
This is true.
And then Blake
The
Braden
kind of people that would be attracted to this nonsense have to be good looking and very talented.
and smart. We got PhD people listening. I don't know why.
Oh, shit.
But thanks for listening. Blake Braden wrote in based on last week's What the Fuck Dark Knight Rises, saying, very entertaining. I disagree with some of the WTFs, but still a great episode. Also, Anthony Not to Fear, peak physical age for male adults is now 27 to 31. Oh. Live it up this last year.
I commented on that and I went, I'm 32, so I'm basically washed up at this point.
What?
Lame.
Yeah, you missed it.
I missed my peak, or I lived through it already.
But then he also
didn't know it.
You still got it. You can still peak. I haven't peaked yet.
Oh, God.
I'm never going to peak.
Never peak.
He also commented, I'd like to point out another what the fuck moment that I'm not sure was mentioned. Probably not a good thing to drag a nuclear bomb along a street or smash it into buildings 30 seconds prior to explosion. I believe I brought that up, but that's a good point. Yeah, just willy-nilly with this decaying nuclear weapon. Not smart at all. Thanks for writing in, everyone. Last thing, some announcements. I was on another podcast, guys.
Oh, shit.
Oh, moonlighting again.
I've been moonlighting.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Fuck that show.
That's what I say when I go on other shows about this show. No, that's not what I do. This podcast I answered a random tweet, and it is actually a really great movie review concept podcast. It's called Piecing It Together, hosted by a lovely fella named David Rosen. Here's the concept of the show. He gets a guest on, they pick a movie, and then each person brings puzzle pieces, or in other words, other movies that inspired this movie, and they review the movie going through the puzzle pieces inspirations of the movie. And it's a lot of fun. I was like, this is a fucking great idea for a movie review podcast. Don't you think?
What was that? What was that again?
Is anybody paying attention?
I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
I honestly I was scrolling through things and trying to follow that.
I'm trying to tell you about a fun show with a really good concept.
What is the concept again?
It's called Peace. I'm going to start over like this never happened.
Do it again.
Leave all this in the show.
Hey, guys. I was on another podcast.
I pulled an Anthony. I started looking at my phone.
Hey, guys. I was recently on another podcast I want to tell you about.
Oh, go ahead, please.
It's called Piecing It Together. Anyways, you motherfuckers. David Rosen is the host. The movie we talked about was 7500 on Amazon. Joseph Gordon-Levitt hijack plane movie. And the concept of the show is you show up with puzzle pieces, which are other movies that you think inspired this movie. And that's how you review the movie, by talking about the inspirations of it.
So you think about like movies that it could have ripped off.
Yeah, movies that made you think of another movie. Or
didn't I just do that with this other movie?
Yeah, we kind of did. It's Highlander. Yes, we just pieced it. They just took Highlander apart.
Could you say in review like Wolverine stuff and just be like, yep, just rip that off too? Or do you have to pick a movie?
No, you would pick you come to 3 to 5 movies.
Well, that seems like a lot of work.
No, it wasn't that hard.
No.
And it was fun. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes. And then the other thing, if you guys pay attention for just a little bit longer, there's this other show called
We Hate When You Talk.
Geek to Me, but this one's fun. Geek to Me Radio is this other podcast I follow on Twitter, and they were doing a giveaway. It was for a Build-A-Bear plush Baby Yoda, right? And and all you had to do is I already follow them, and they're like, just follow us and retweet this. And for some reason, I retweeted it. I was like, I never win shit anyways. But this it's a plush Baby Yoda. I'm gonna retweet it. Guess what? I fucking won.
Oh shit!
You won the Baby Yoda.
I'll have, if you're looking at your podcast app or the show notes, you will see a picture of this Build-A-Bear plush Baby Yoda, and it makes sounds. Hold on 1 second.
I see the Baby Yoda, and it's next to a man's chest that has no nipples.
Yes, my nipples.
Why are you shirtless with the Baby Yoda?
Because he's so soft.
Why are you clutching it to your breast?
I wanted to cuddle the Baby Yoda. He's all soft.
He's not even holding the Yoda. It's just placed in between his nipples.
You know, the Baby Yoda has more defined nipples than I do.
It's just a picture of...
Here, check this out. If you squeeze one hand, it plays the theme song. Okay, right? If you squeeze the other hand, it does Baby Yoda sounds.
Huh. That first noise didn't sound like a baby.
No,
Yoda
it
sound.
didn't. It didn't.
Sound like a rug boy
it sounded
fart.
a little bit- It's a Baby Yoda that makes little cooing sounds and has music. I love it. I never win anything. So thank you.
I'm happy for you, buddy.
Geek to Me Radio. Or I just clicked the button and I want a thing.
You're what's wrong with America is like no one goes through any struggle. You just want to win things, but not go through the struggle.
I don't want to have to do. I was a struggle to retweet their fucking tweet. Let me tell you, that was the hardest part of this. And then they were like, "Oh, you won!" So Geek to Me Radio.
Was it because you were the only one that retweeted?
Possibly, but I don't know. I wasn't privy to the back doings of this contest. I'm sure lots of people retweeted. The point is,
They should give it to a kid. They shouldn't give it to you.
I know. I should probably give it to some deserving child that needs toys. What do we do with it? I'm keeping it. I love it. It's soft.
Keep it.
I'm going to sleep with it. It's my new blankie. Anywho, that's the show. How's everybody doing? Final words, Anthony?
You have any final words?
Do I have any final words?
Yes, final thoughts, like Jerry Springer.
Final thoughts. Make sure to do your homework.
Yes.
Have your vitamins. Go back to school. Don't go back to school. I don't know. Just live your life. What do you want to do?
Wear a mask and make sure it's a Jock and Nerd mask. That's
if you don't want to wear a mask, fine,
fuck
whatever.
off, then.
Just you can't go into any stores.
Yes, stay away.
Yeah, don't cause a ruckus when you're going inside a store that requires a mask.
Yes, just keep you cool. Although I love watching those videos, so keep those coming. There's some amazing videos. One lady said, "Did you hear this? It was at a Panera Bread in California, and she was like, when you fart, you could smell it through
smell
it.
it,
So
yeah.
why should I wear a mask?" And I was like, "Oh boy, I don't even know where do you start with that one?"
I did when she said that. I went.
She does have a point.
She does have a point. I can smell the fart.
You still can't smell the fart. But
I don't think that has anything to do with the mask protecting you. And all
What
that.
are their fart particles? Are they the same size as
but you're
COVID particles?
you're farting out of your mouth, lady. What's going on?
Well, and the particles, I don't know if those particles that come out of your ass also are the same ones that lead to you being able to smell it.
Correct.
We'd have to ask. Let's have Adam Moore. Adam, why can we still smell a fart when you're wearing pants?
Yeah, shouldn't it filter out the fucking smells? How come somebody hasn't invented something?
And how is that not different than a mask?
Now, if I put a mask on my ass, it's going to smell? Or is
So
it
should I wear underwear on my face? Is that what?
Oh, shit.
I might try that.
I wear a mask like a thong, and I fart. Is it going to stop the fart from...
I think if you wear the mask on your ass, you fart.
Yeah.
Then you throw that on your face.
Yeah.
You're 100% protected.
And you're also breathing in your farts.
But you will get pink eye for sure.
You will get some
there's
kind
a
of
trade off there.
Hepatitis C.
Conjunctivitis for everyone.
Lupus, probably. Lupus.
Get lupus? Oh
There's
my
a
God.
friendly health tips from the Jock and Nerd podcast. Ruggs, where can the listener find you?
Listen, people, we're living in a weird fucking
Yes,
time.
we are.
All right? It's unprecedented. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. We just have to do our best to fucking be reasonable. If it's not a huge deal, just do what they say. It's, whatever. But if you're mad, you want to get back at me, you can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugBoy. I'm not really tweeting anymore because, as much as I used to, because, I'm waiting for the fucking mob to come after me and start fucking eviscerating me.
Canceled.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say that's going to set people off, so I just don't say anything anymore. And that's basically my life now.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up, and that's it.
It's a good way to live, Ruggs. I like that. Follow that advice, listener.
I folded like a cheap, cheap suit.
Cheap suit.
I
that would
submit, sir. Visit the show notes at jockandnerd.com/340, where there'll be links to all these stories. You can see the picture of the Baby Yoda and how to subscribe and how to get in touch.
You should put pictures of your nipples.
No, I don't know if I'm ready to put pictures of my colorless nipples up yet.
I want to see them.
I wish
Just for my own curiosity.
I kind of want to see.
I wish I had a before and after because it's quite remarkable.
Look, I seen your balls. I seen
You
your
have.
dick. I seen everything.
Good
Is
point.
this relatively recent?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I just noticed it. Imagine waking up up one day and it looks like your nipples have fallen off your butt. It scared the shit. I was like, oh, and I started touching them.
Look,
I was like, wait.
We're already laughing at you now.
They're still
So,
there.
I mean, you got nothing to lose.
Imagine waking up and thinking your nipples had
I
fallen
wish
off.
I had a before and after picture, but the after now it's obvious. Like, where his nipples? There's no dark shading. It looks like he doesn't have any. What happened to this person?
When does it
So
stop?
is your chest hair white too?
So, I don't know. Some of it. I mean, I have random hairs on my arm that are white and interspersed with black hairs, like your arm hair. Like, there's white hair everywhere at this point.
He's so fucking interesting.
I'm a
this guy.
fucking. I'm a walking medical
I'm
contradiction.
so lucky to know you. That's all I want to say.
Good God, thanks for listening. I'm lucky to know you too, Rux. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, listener, for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. I'm Nippleless Imran.
I have regular pigment in my nipples.
He's
and my name's
the
Anthony.
Jock.
Mine are made out of marker.
Yes, Brug Boy has Sharpie marker nipples, and we'll peep you next time.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is going great.
That's a big fuck up right there.
Not funny.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Jock and Nerd. My nipples fell off.